Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back for your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, so is the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, let's just dive in and let's start off with this article here. So this article got posted by cryptonews.net, and the title of it is the $10,000 plus XRP scenario, more than just a dream. Listen, I want to take a second to just tell you guys, listen, if there is a scenario where XRP goes to $10,000, all right, first off, is it possible? Anything is possible. The problem is there's a lot of things that need to happen. There's a lot of things in question around this scenario. There needs to be major adoption of this technology. We need massive amounts of money being settled with XRP and moving over the XRP ledger. At the same exact time, we also need standardization in place. We need regulations in place. And all of this is going to take a crazy amount of time. Now, of course, can things happen faster? 100%. But as we do look at these higher valuations for XRP, I'm just going to be honest with you guys, most of the stuff that this is tied to is monetized content. This website specifically is running ads. I'm using an ad blocker on this website. But also, when we really kind of look at this, the conclusion or the tweet that really kind of sparked this was this idea around XRP at $10,000 plus is a logical conclusion if XRP was to bridge all the money at a price of $10,000 plus. It's designed to settle CBDC, so it has to be 10,000. Like, this is nonsense. All right. Listen, as we really kind of look at things happening around the space and XRP and things like that, yes, obviously we are at the forefront of a major revolution. There's going to be a lot of money flowing through this space. But remember, XRP is not the only asset. So this idea of all the money and XRP bridging all of it, it's illogical. It doesn't make sense. But as we look at that, do I think that XRP is not going to be valuable in the future? Absolutely not. I believe that XRP is well positioned for $100 plus, and it could go to anywhere between like $1,000. And again, it's going to take a lot of time to get there. That's why I say, like, don't get your hopes up on just getting to $1,000 overnight. You need to make sure that you are aware of how long these things take, and that's why you need to make sure that you are taking profits on the way to even $10 and always saving a moon bag on the sidelines for anywhere between $100 to $1,000 plus. But with that in mind, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about a few things. So I did see this tweet get posted from Navin Gupta. We do see crypto means business, guess the city. Here you guys have Ripple, crypto means business. This is, of course, in Dubai. We do see over here from Ripple Swell. This is November 8th through the 9th in Dubai. No surprise there. We do see Swell is a magnet for the brightest minds from the realms of crypto, blockchain, payments, financial services, and economic policy. And within this, we do get a few insights on what they are going to be talking about. We do see where leading industry innovators converge. This energizing two-day event will be filled with captivating discussions on topics that are the most important to the finance industry today. Delve into the intricacies of payments and digital currencies, examine the impact of regulatory frameworks for digital assets, and gain invaluable insights into how blockchain and crypto technology will merge with traditional markets to create new solutions for institutions and businesses across the globe. It's definitely interesting. And we do see why attend. Well, everything that is going to be discussed there is going to be heavily focused on what's happening around crypto. I'm very excited for this. Some great speakers are going to be there. Here's some of the topics. So we have sustainability, financial inclusion, compliance, regulation, the future of crypto, CBDCs, and so much more. I really am excited to see this event unfold. We already know that the Ripple Swell event from 2022, it was held in the UK. That was a big Swell event. It was a big event to get some insights on what's actually happening around crypto. And I do think that these are must watch, must listen in events if you guys can. Very excited for this. Very interesting to see the events are held in some key areas around the world. These are areas that are extremely pro crypto and want to become crypto hubs. Like I said, UK was last year, which we do know UK has ambitious plans to become a crypto hub. And then, of course, Dubai, which Dubai is a giant around crypto and crypto adoption. And by the way, you guys, if you want to learn more about Swell, you guys can do so over on Ripple's website. But I also want to come over to this tweet here that got posted by Crypto Eddie. Now, she is quoting Mickey B. Fresh as well as Dark Horse DN Me 4 over on Twitter. Now, we're going to dive into this tweet from Mickey B. Fresh, but I do want to start off with this one. So, what do you see? XRP is a reserve currency. Again, this is where we kind of talk a little bit about some higher valuations for XRP as well. This is where we do talk about the possibility of XRP going to, $1,000 plus, where XRP is moving a lot of money. Now, XRP as a reserve currency has always been a Ripple narrative. This has been a narrative that they have pushed in the past. And we're talking about like roughly 5 years ago, I want to say. What you see hasn't been spoken about for years, per David Schwartz in a recent live space. Ripple is talking to banks and large financial institutions to bring stablecoins to the decentralized exchange in major currencies. Core documents also show Prisma was the North Star for Ripple to achieve unsubsidized natural liquidity. In that same live space, David went on to say Prisma can use decentralized exchange liquidity, aggregating more intelligent liquidity, and there is a major effort to integrate the decentralized exchange use into on-demand liquidity. This is why it's very important to stay current. A 2017 Ripple Insight blog is not current. If you're wanting to know more on the subject, watch Mr. Fresh Time's most current video. And by the way, this is the video. It's 48 minutes long. I highly suggest you guys go check out Mickey B. Fresh over on YouTube as well as on Twitter, and also Dark Horse for doing some research into this. Here's the video, and then also here are some of the live spaces from that time. We even see down here from Anderson, he's saying this is some top level XRP content, because it is. Within this, we actually have a few screenshots. One of them is being posted by, of course, Crypto Eddie. And we do see here's some screenshots from the recently released core documents of Ripple internal meeting of product team. This was after the MoneyGram ramp up of on-demand liquidity and before SEC dropped a lawsuit on Ripple. I'll be following this video up with a dedicated video on RippleNet and currency conundrum. And here we have, of course, in the matter of Ripple Labs, highly confidential. Then over here, we have a few things. So many requests we can make into the exchanges, and one of the really awesome aspects of Prisma is it kind of changes the paradigm in that it goes from a sort of like full model of the exchanges to more of a, hey, exchange push notifications to me, and then it processes those notifications independent of kind of an on-demand liquidity payment. And then, there's a layer sits above Prisma that then reconciles that against payments in the RippleNet layer. And then, of course, over here we have Prisma already, but really, we're thinking about Prisma already, but we're really mentioning it again. I'm going to keep saying it. North Star or Prisma is increasing subsidized natural liquidity of XRP across global markets. And then over here, we also do see, and then a couple bags that we have big, hairy, audacious goals. We're in discussion about how do we manage introduction of supply. How do we manage the inventory of XRP via Prisma? A lot of conversations happening around that now, but still a lot to be soused out. So yeah, I mean, like, as we look at this is not hype. This is pure facts. From 5 years of studying this with, of course, the help of the XRP community member, Dark Horse, who provided key information to the missing link that ties it all together. I got to hand it to Dark Horse because he then got confirmation directly from Joel Katz in Twitter Spaces 2 weeks ago, and some additional info because he asked the questions as well. Thank you, Dark Horse, DM bro. And yeah, I mean, as we really kind of look at this, right? This is the big thing. So David Schwartz discloses how Prisma can break up on-demand liquidity payments intelligently, and how there's currently major effort to integrate on-demand liquidity into XRP Ledger Decentralized Exchange and AMM, the automated market maker. He explains how XRP Ledger really needs premium stablecoins on the XRP Ledger to make that more practical. He also throws in an unknown story about how Ripple was close to signing a deal with a stablecoin issuer back in Q4 of 2020, but the SEC lawsuit torpedoed that deal. I wonder who it was. Paxos white label stablecoin or Circle USDC are my two best guesses. I would argue that it's probably USDC. But it's great to hear that they are talking to banks and financial institutions currently about issuing premium stablecoins on the XRP ledger. XRP ledger primary market liquidity. Let's go. Banks probably won't be buying XRP anytime soon, but they sure can be stablecoin issuers, and we desperately need that. XRP liquidity in AMM pools will need equal amount of fiat in each pool. Exciting times ahead, and this is where we start to see ultimately a wave of demand and liquidity on the XRP ledger. And like I said, that demand and that volume and value is crucial for the value of XRP. Okay, that's when we could actually see the value of XRP changing. And again, like, are we talking about higher valuations for XRP immediately out of the gate? No, it's going to happen over time. But listen, as we really kind of look at the idea of XRP as the world's reserve digital currency, I'd argue that, that's probably not in the best way to really kind of look at things. But I do think that it is possible, right? Like I've talked about how XRP could be, instead of a reserve currency, a reserve bridge currency, which is kind of the same thing. But the way that I look at it, and I've made videos about this as well, we have CBDCs. Every single major nation has a CBDC. It decentralizes the global financial system, but you still need something to settle all of that. That's where XRP would be incorporated between all of those CBDCs. You could also have other assets as well that kind of do the same thing as XRP. The biggest problem, though, that I see with this, and this is also where I kind of get the idea of like XRP becoming a dominant force as a bridge currency, is there really isn't any other asset out there that has been tested as long as XRP, right? So it has been pioneered as a bridge currency for so long. It's been tested in that light. So is it crazy to think that XRP could very well be the global bridge currency? I don't think so. But again, we're speculating here. We don't know where the value of XRP is going to go next week, next month, or next year. But also, I want to take you guys back to August 7th. You guys probably remember this video. Because again, here we have David Schwartz literally talking about two world reserve currencies at the same time. The success scenario is a currency no one controls. If the choice is no boss, and that happens to make a bunch of cryptocurrency people rich, I don't think they're going to see that as much of a minus. And listen close to this.
Do you believe that there can be two existing world reserve currencies to simultaneously exist?
I do, and I think that could happen. I think it's quite realistic that a lot of the world is just done with the dollar as their reserve currency. I think that there's a lot of places that are willing to try something else. And one of my scenarios, and I don't think it's going to play out quickly, but like one of my wild case success scenarios for a digital asset is if countries start to realize that the US dollar is not going to be the reserve currency forever. Other things are going to be the reserve currency. And the same thing that we saw with banks, like people, when we started selling software to banks, people would say to me, why would a bank use something that like you guys were selling them when they could use something that was like made by banks? And what they didn't realize is that, only like 10 banks in the country, on the planet, are Deutsche Bank, HSBC, Credit Suisse, JP Morgan Chase, like the ones who would build a system that the entire planet would run on. For the rest of the banks, that's 6,000 smaller banks, those are their biggest, strongest competitors. Those are the entities they hate the most. They would not want to use the system built and maintained by them because it's going to be biased in favor of them, their biggest and strongest competitors. And I think the same thing could happen to nations. Like every nation would love for their currency to be the world reserve currency. That's helped the U.S., that's grown the U.S. economy, quote unquote, unfairly by leaps and bounds for decades. And every other country would be like, yeah, we'd like to have the world's reserve currency. But the only countries that could possibly pull it off is the U.S. holding its position, maybe the EU, maybe Russia, maybe one or two others. But realistically, most countries know that if there's going to be a new world reserve currency that's a country's currency, it's not going to be them. And so they might actually prefer a currency that nobody can control to one that's controlled by their largest geopolitical rivals. And so that's like what I think is the biggest possible success scenario for digital assets. If these countries are like, okay, well, the US dollar can't hold on forever, but it's not going to be our currency because no one's going to want to repeat the US dollar scenario. Nobody but the EU wants the EU to replace the dollar, right? Nobody but Russia wants the ruble to replace the dollar. Nobody but China wants the yuan to replace the dollar. So maybe they could settle on a currency that nobody could control rather than one controlled by their most powerful geopolitical rival. So if you want a success scenario, that's the one that I think is the most likely.
But the money question is, how do you get everybody to agree?
Well, I mean, they might agree if the alternative is that their geopolitical rivals force some new replacement for the dollar that's not, if they just replace, the old boss with a new boss. If the choice is no boss, if that happens to make a bunch of cryptocurrency people rich, I don't think they're going to see that as too much of a minus.
That's good.
Yeah. It was great talking to you guys.
I got one question, just one question. Sorry, David.
Now, of course, listen, does this confirm that XRP is going to be the global bridge currency and the world reserve currency? No, it doesn't, right? But this is a scenario that could potentially happen. We have no idea, right? Like, as we look at all the connections that Ripple has created in its time, going back a whole decade now, all of these connections are crucial to note today because these are all organizations that, first off, make the world move, right? Like, this is the world's value at the hands of the helm of the BIS, the IMF, the World Bank, right? So as we look at that, right, like, these are all major organizations and entities that have some sort of exposure to Ripple, which, of course, Ripple is trying to expose XRP to all of these entities as well. And I think that this is also, like, this is not me saying that, hey, Ripple's exposing XRP to all these entities and just making that claim up. You actually go over to Ripple's website and you go to their central bank digital currency video, you could see that they are positioning XRP as a bridge currency between the CBDCs built upon the Ripple platform, but then also all of the other CBDCs out there that are not building upon Ripple. And I think that this is where the question comes up, and it's the big question on is XRP going to be the world reserve currency? Is it going to be the bridge currency between all these CBDCs? And I don't think anyone, including, of course, David Schwartz, even has that answer because we have no idea the plan at hand. Things are changing, obviously, very fast. Does that mean that XRP is going to go to $10,000? Not necessarily, right? Like, we have no idea what XRP is going to be trading at next week, next month, or next year. One thing that we do know is that, one, XRP is undervalued. XRP has not seen a new all-time high since 2017, 2018. So I think that first we need to target the all-time high. And then from there, we really kind of look at $10 to start. And then from there, we would really kind of address the overall market. We'd address if XRP is, overbought, is, the hype machine going over on Twitter and on mainstream media and things like that. So, we really got to address the market at that time. Personally speaking, I don't think that we need to be talking about, insane valuations for XRP just yet until we actually get to the point where things are fully going live and we are in a utility-driven market. Because remember, like, we still are very well the passenger in a Bitcoin vehicle. So at this current moment in time, do I think that $10,000 for XRP is going to happen? If it is going to happen, we're still probably, many years away. I'd argue we'd be looking at probably anywhere between 10 to 15 years from now, maybe. And again, I could be wrong. I'm not here to, make these videos and say, hey, I'm always right. No, listen, I could be wrong. I'm human, just like anyone else. So as we really kind of look at this market, I'd love to be wrong on XRP going to $10,000 sooner rather than later. And I'd also love to see the space move a lot quicker than we have been seeing it. But, things are falling into place. We've been talking about it. But nonetheless, definitely look forward to the Swell event. Swell is always a big event, and there's always a lot of great insights from it. I think that there's also an event in this month, which is like a celebration around the SEC case. So definitely stay tuned to a few things around the community. I think that the community definitely is growing. I think that it's great to see as well. And with that being said, guys, if you guys did enjoy the video, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Peace out.